WrestlChop. Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's December 3rd, I believe. Yeah, December the 3rd, Wednesday. And, we're going to do a podcast, full podcast here. Because there was so much stuff I wanted to get to, so much shit I wanted to touch on and respond to. I know you guys wanted to hear my response on it and my take on a few things. And we had a few things transpire in the world of pro wrestling. We had But shit, I missed a lot of stuff. We had the women's blood and guts matches in AEW. We'll get to my thoughts and opinions on both of those matches, but I really want to focus on the women's side of things with that blood and guts, because that's really what we really want to talk about. Then we gonna go over to the WWE side of things and check out their version of War Games. They also had men and women's War Games matches, and we'll get to my thoughts and critiques on those matches. Yeah, we got Chris Jericho maybe on his way back to the WWE, or is this a swerve? Is he still is he sticking with AEW? I'll give you my opinion and thoughts on that too. I think I got a feeling. We'll talk about who you guys may think was under that hood that climbed the cage at War Games Survivor Series in the men's match. Got a couple of names floating around who people think it may be. You know, but I got a feeling what I think who it may be. We'll talk about Mike Santana, man, and how they buried him and taking the belt off him so quickly. And we're gonna get into a little bit of this John Cena farewell tour, man. Has it been a bust? Has it been good? I'm gonna give my thoughts and feelings on that John Cena last time is now tour. And really that John Cena last time is now thing, that's gonna be a whole nother show where we're gonna have to dedicate some hours to it. But tonight I am gonna scratch the surface on it because I did not like that match with him and Dominic. But I'm sure I'll get into that also. So that was the rundown. So shit, let's just jump right in, man. Blood and guts with the females at AEW. And don't get me wrong, I got no problem with women bleeding in a wrestling match. Because if you think about it from a logical standpoint, wouldn't the women bleed more in the wrestling match? Like women supposed to be booked like as a weaker vessel, right? So if these women getting hit with foreign objects and diving off shit and getting put through glass and tables and thumbtacks and barbed wire, then naturally these women should bleed, right? I mean, in a real fight, if a motherfucker get the pounding on you, get the hitting you, hit you with something, you're gonna bleed. You know what I'm saying? So they're simulating violence. It's the way they did it. Like the AEW match, man. Within a few minutes of the female match, Sky Blue had a crimson mask on, and instead of selling it, this bitch is looking around for the camera so she could just be all, look at me, I'm bleeding. It was like she's smiling and shit with the crimson mask, she's licking the blood. It's like, okay. It's just like they just want to bleed because they think the shit cool. And it's like, damn, you need to have a reason for blood in a wrestling match. Now, of course, it would have made perfect sense for Sky Blue to bleed. They started off the match. So of course, by the time the actual match start, because it's the match beyond, which means that the actual War Games match don't start until every participant is in the match with like these 5 minute intervals. So she spent a lot of time in the ring. Like, so why bleed? Like, hey, bro, no bullshit. Go back and watch it. She started bleeding like within the first 3 minutes of the match. It's like her and the girl was in the cage, and you don't never see what actually possibly could have made her bleed. It's just she look in the camera and she got a fucking crimson mask on, man. I'm like, what the hell? And I know some people got a problem with pretty girls bleeding. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, man, and somebody can get off with the pretty girls bleeding. Me, it don't really matter, man. Pretty, whatever. Just seeing women bleed in a match is kind of a new concept. But I ain't gonna lie, I got no problem with the women bleeding. It was a little excessive. They need to like learn how to bleed, how to do it, like use the shit the right way. But I think that the blood in that match was okay. Well, nothing wrong with it. I ain't got no issue with the blood. Only thing I had a problem with was Sky Blue just like bleeding so quickly and for no reason at all. You could tell it was just, yeah, I want to bleed. And which kind of bring me to the reason that the match even happened. Tony didn't want to do no women's war game match. The women came to him and suggested, and Tony said, yeah, which is, he shouldn't have let them do it. Because they had no reason to do a war games match. And then you got these 10 women in here bleeding buckets. They pulling out thumbtacks. They doing all types of shit. Glass. One broad stomped on glass and got the shards of glass on her foot and then kicked the bitch in the chest with her. She had like the MMA tape around partially on her foot, but she's still really barefooted. So when she kicked the bottle, you know what I mean, she kind of like matted it down with her feet so that the glass could like stick to the tape on her foot. And then kicked the bitch in the chest. Hey yo, I like Marina Shafir. I know I said it on another video, but yeah, I ain't gonna say impressed with her, but I think I dismissed her a long time ago and thought she wasn't really much. But she all right, man. You know what I mean? She ain't the best wrestler, but once she get the psychology down, I think she gonna be all right. You know what I mean? And she's hanging out with that what is it? The Death Riders? I was gonna say Blackpool Combat Club, but yeah, I think they've been Death Riders. They've been Death Riders for quite some time, so they're the Death Riders. She hanging out with them guys. Somebody gotta teach her some hoes, teach her some ring psychology and shit. But yeah, I think she gonna be pretty good, man. Yeah, so Marina was in the match. And I'm not gonna go through step by step these war game matches. I just wanna give you like I got a lot of shit to talk about, so I just wanna give you like kinda like, my feelings on the matches and things and what I got from it, what I took away from watching the product. I was entertained, I would say that. But like a women's war games match, man, it can be good, but it got to be done in moderation. And they don't need all the weapons and shit. The cage is the weapon. You know. There was a lot of goofy shit that took place in the AEW women's match. Like the bras climbed out of the cage. And the way they climbed out of it, the bra was so small she could fit through like the hole where they stick the camera inside the cage. And that's wow. You know what I mean? Like she's a itty bitty bra. I didn't think she was that small. TV do wonders for that type of shit, but Yeah, you escaped and get outside of the cage, you forfeit. But Diva just went out of the cage and speared the referee, took the key from him, opened the cage. It was a cool spot, but once you go over the rules and realize, well, they ain't supposed to leave the cage, and then it's kind of stupid. It's kind of dumb. But it looked cool. I like Tekla. You know what I mean? Tekla seemed like she could be pretty good. I like the AEW women division. You just need to get somebody that know how to book them properly, man. I don't think Kenny the guy for the job. And not that Kenny ain't good with what he do. I think Kenny just like favor the Joshi Japanese type of chicks too much. And if you like really into that Joshi stuff, you probably gonna book the women's division like that. And it ain't the way that American women need to be booked, in my opinion. The leader of that women's division is still Tony Storm. I like Chris Statlander too. And Mercedes, oh man, let's talk about Mercedes for a minute. She had no reason to be in that fucking War Games match, man. Like that shit was ridiculous. And don't get it twisted, bro. I know her character. She the CEO. Yeah, matter of fact, let me explain what Mercedes did. Cause I heard some cats talking about like, this bitch came up to the ringside and she had the champagne and she had the little goddamn cabana boys and shit with her title belts. Pardon me, man. I know I keep yawning. But where was it? Yeah, the title belts. She got 13 belts. So they had like 13 guys on the stage like twerking and shit with her belts on and this shit was crazy, man. And then motherfucking they had a table laid out with all her belts and some champagne and shit. And she went up to the table and did a little shimmy dance and shit. And drank some champagne and played to the crowd. And did all that before she got inside of a War Games match. And people were like, why the fuck, man? That shit made perfect sense for her to do it that way. It made perfect sense. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, sucker. Real shit though. Nah, it made sense because Mercedes is not friends with any of those females. Like she don't give a fuck about none of them bitches. She the CEO. She all about self. Mercedes Monet, money. She all about that money and herself and padding her bank account. Like it's all in the name, it's all in the gimmick. She came to the ring. She said, fuck those bitches in the cage. I'm gonna get my TV time. I'm gonna drink my champagne. I'm gonna do my thing. Then I'm gonna get in the cage when it was like I'll get in there when I get ready. Then she got in there and, she had some decent spots. But someone else kind of pointed it out to me, man. I saw the match. And I said to myself, like, she really had no reason to be in here. Like, she did nothing in the cage. It was just a reason for her to be like, yeah, I'm in a War Games match. You know what I'm saying? Like, they put her in it, so they had to put Statlander in it. And that was it. Like, neither one of them had anything to do with the two teams. So that was crazy to me. But Mercedes pretty much, you didn't see her much, man. You saw her for a little while, and the bitch just vanished. But it makes sense though. The match started getting hardcore. Mercedes not gonna bleed. Mercedes not fucking with no thumbtacks. Mercedes not goddamn getting hit with no fucking kendo stick. No man. So it made sense with she just kind of just was out of the picture. But if I had to rate and compare the two, and I mean like the women's WWE match, and I'll just jump right into that one. The AEW one was better. All right, let's talk about this PG-13 cartoon violence, kitty, Ronald McDonald bounce house, war games match. Man, y'all gotta retire that EO Scott trash can spot. That shit was whack, man. And then for her to come to the ring with the trash can and then her name on it, it's like, bro, get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. What the fuck are you guys doing? You guys trying to trademark a goddamn trash can spot? Like, yo, no, man. That's not gonna be the Kofi WrestleMania spot or every year in War Game. This bitch gonna do a dive with a trash can on her head. Bro, that's 4 times we seen it. We don't need to see it anymore. It's like now they're gonna come up with different ways to do it. It's like, bro, it's a contrived spot. When she done it the first time, it was like it seemed like it was out of the blue, and she just did it, and it was dope. She threw caution to the wind and dove with that shit on her head. The niggas was like, "Oh shit," you know what I'm saying? Then she did it again, and like, okay. Then last year they had a spot set up for her with the little apparatus and the trash can and the string, and then this year she comes to the fucking ring and she too short. AJ Lee trying to toss they man, and they get her on someone's shoulders and get the trash can up to her. And then for the spot, all the heels, bro, like Lash Legend is out from the poison mist. She fucked up from the poison mist. She's selling it. And all of a sudden she gotta get up, stagger her way to the middle of the ring, stand there like a goddamn it beat up video game character. Like I know you motherfuckers remember on goddamn Mortal Kombat when they be like finish him, and the motherfucker the opponent you beat, they be there like days and just wobbling back and forth. And if you don't know how to do the goddamn finisher, you push the wrong buttons or you don't do the finisher in time because you had to push a bunch of fucking buttons. He'll just fall down to the ground and you wouldn't do no finish. You wouldn't do no finisher, you know what I mean? That's what the bitches look like, just wobbling there like those drunken goddamn video game characters, man. Eh, Niggas who play old school Mortal Kombat or fighting game, they know what the fuck I'm talking about. So Lash had to stagger there, and now all of them standing there. Like, I hate that contrived shit, man. Like, all of them had to stand there and just wobble like they just so dazed. Like, come on, man. The 5 of y'all just gonna stand there and wait for this bitch to jump down on y'all with a trash can? Nah, man. Like, y'all gotta make that shit look more organic. But what you should do, and I know you're not listening, but if you are, this is what you should do. Take that trash can spot and do away with that shit for at least, goddamn it, another like 4 or 5 war games. Don't do no women's war game match every fucking year just because the guys have one. This ain't that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't that we can do it too shit. Like we get it. You women tough. Y'all professional wrestlers. But you cannot do what the guys do, man. It's killing the business, man. You like look at that AEW women's war game match, man, and tell me that shit ain't killing the fucking business. You got 10 women who went in here and did shit that guys don't be doing. They went in here and did shit that would have killed guys. These bitches is in this. Oh man. And don't get me started on the WWE women's match at the end. 5 women that just went through a war games match are standing in the middle of the fucking ring, smiling and hugging. No blood, no bruises, not a fucking hair out of place. Like, what the fuck? Got AJ Lee skipping around in the motherfucker. It's like, and don't get me wrong, I like AJ Lee, but like a place like War Game, that's where she should never be. And then they putting the same bitches in this War Game match every fucking year. And I'm talking about WWE. AEW, this was their first one. They'll do more of them. Cause one thing about AEW, they like their blood and gore. And I'm not a sicko, bro. I'm not the AEW guy like that. But don't get me wrong, man. I like the direction they go in. I just probably would pump the brakes a little bit with some of it. I like the whole that ECW WCW vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's what his promotion reminds me of. It's like if you splice those companies together, you get AEW. And I'm talking about 2000s WCW, where it wasn't the best like product, but you still had cool wrestlers and cool angles over there and shit. But a person like me probably couldn't wrap his head around it because it just ain't the wrestling you grew up with. You know what I'm saying? So probably wouldn't be able to fuck with it, but you can still like respect it and all that. Yeah, so war games matches for women, I say if they not gonna bleed, and this is for WWE. If you got a PG product and you got sponsors and you got investors and all this type of shit, then you should just not do that match. They could have did a traditional 5v5 women's war games. I mean Survivor Series match. Like that's what they need to bring the fuck back. The women could have did a traditional Survivor Series match, man. 5 versus 5 elimination style match. Last person standing in the ring wins it all for their team, and you are the sole survivor. Bro, simple. That's great, and that shit was every year, and it was a good concept, and it's something that they need to go back to. You know, the women could have just did a traditional Survivor Series match, and you could have had the same outcome. But and you know what you could have did, and let's be clear on this particular podcast. I'm probably gonna do a lot of like fantasy booking or things I would have did or wouldn't have done. So yeah, the booking was terrible, man. But yeah, the way they could have did it with that 5v5 women match, AJ Lee back, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, they got Maxine Dupree. She wasn't in the match, but she could have been if they did a 5v5 joint. And yeah, Triple H got to stop with the 4 and 5 matches too, man. That's ridiculous. 3 4 hour shows, 4 matches. Like, bro, come on. 6 should be the sweet spot. But anyway, this how you make Maxine Dupree a superstar. Like in that match, put her in the 5v5 War Games women, not War Games, Survivor Series elimination traditional style match. And you let Maxine be the sole survivor, man, somehow. Maxine pull it out. Just like she did with the Intercontinental Belt. Somehow she beat Becky. You can have Becky and her been the last people in the ring and she eliminated Becky again. And Becky slipped up on a banana peel type shit. And yeah, you could just play with that story where Maxine keep having her number until she eventually beat Maxine and take the belt back. But by then, Maxine will be over. You know what I mean? And they'll be established as she's somebody that can win a title that you need to take seriously. You know what I'm saying? Don't underestimate her. She fuck around and pin you down to the mat. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's the gimmick for her. But anyway, man, they need to go back to the traditional style matches and get away from this old Get away from the whole women need to do it because the guys did it shit. No, man. I got no problem with a women's Royal Rumble because it's like the same concept. But when you start having these really violent, really like matches that it gotta be blood in these matches, man. It's like you can't. There's no way. There's no safe way to do a war games match. There's no safe way to do a weapons match, but they'll figure out a way to do it with the cartoon violence. And that's why I called it cartoon violence at the beginning. Just think about what's cartoon violence, man. You didn't watch all those cartoons I did with the Road Runner and the motherfucking Coyote and the Bugs Bunny and goddamn it Elmer Fudd and Bugs and Daffy and you name it. Slapstick, where they used to fuck each other up in them cartoons, man. But no one ever died. Like it'd be episodes where literally Bugs or somebody would shoot goddamn it Daffy or some shit. And then he just blow his goddamn it beak off or some shit, and then Daffy say some goofy ass line, and then the next thing his beak back. You know what I'm saying? Like that cartoon shit, man. Hit a motherfucker in the head, a big lump grow out his head, and then he just take his hand and push the lump back down. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. That silly ass cartoony violence where that would have killed a person, but this motherfucker just got right up and kept ticking, and yeah, it wasn't really no big deal. Yeah, they do too much of that in these matches, cause man, oh man, this year they dialed back with the plunder, bro. In previous years, it used to be they hit the cage, and before they got in, they all fiddle around under the ring and find some weapon to take in the cage. It's like, what the fuck do you need a weapon inside of the cage for? The cage itself supposed to be a weapon. Then it's war games. It's you and the person in the steel. Like, just keep it like that, man. I don't want to spend too much time on this war game shit. It can be a lengthy thing. And the AEW men's match, I'm just gonna breeze through these men's matches. They were pretty violent, you know what I'm saying? Of course, it's AEW, you know what I'm saying? But the women, I say the women's female war games match was better than the guys with blood and guts. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really like the men's blood and guts match, so I ain't gonna really talk too much about it. If you want to see it, it's available on YouTube in its entirety. Just search it up. Someone posted it and it's there. That's how I saw it. But the match about 1 hour long. The women's match is like 48 hours, 48 minutes. Goddamn. So was the WWE's too. Yeah, their whipping had a like 48-minute match also. That's too long for war games, man. It should go about 20, maybe 30 minutes. Cause if you know like I know, a war games match don't really last long, bro. By the time they actually ring the bell and say the match has begun, everybody in there already beat the fuck up. Like one big move could finish any fucking body at this point. Or somebody get caught up in a submission hole, or somebody get fucked up in a spot where they quit. Like people ready to quit at that point when the match actually starts. So like, there's no reason for it to go for 48 minutes. Like once the bell ring and it's the actual match, that shit should only go about 5 fucking minutes. Cause at that point you've been in the cage like 40 fucking minutes. Do you understand? Yeah, man. And then in the men's match, some hooded assailant scaled the cage and allegedly is Austin Theory, but you got people saying that it could be Chris Jericho, could be Randy Orton, could be this one, could be that one. So I got an interesting take on it. From what I gather, you know what I mean? From what I gather, it's Austin Theory. But that could be the swerve, though, because we know Chris coming in. Chris not re signing with AEW. Chris coming into the WWE, I believe. And what if, and I'm an old school enough fan to remember shit like this, but what if they pull a Black Scorpion deal? You know, like with Ric Flair and the Black Scorpion, where all the weeks on TV, it was never Ric Flair under the hood or, it was always somebody else playing as the Black Scorpion on TV to throw you off. But when he got unmasked and revealed as Ric Flair, everybody like, oh shit, oh, okay. It was underwhelming because by the time it got to the unmasking of him, you kind of knew who it was because of the way they was doing the shit. You know, they would use the Four Horsemen, and all the Four Horsemen was like built very differently. So Arn Anderson coming down there in the hood, and then Steve, I mean, fucking Sid Vicious coming down there in the hood, and it's like, hold on, man, what the fuck? It was initially a guy named Al Perez playing the Black Scorpion, but I think the plan was gonna be the same. I think Al was just gonna be him on TV and under the hood, and then it was gonna get revealed to be Ric Flair. So I'm saying that to say this. That definitely was not Chris Jericho scaling that motherfucking cage like that. Like I'm telling you that now. Chris won't climbing and hopping in and out that motherfucking cage like that, bro. And Chris ain't he not built like that. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't Y2J Flippy Moonsault Jericho who he could have did it, but like 50-some-year-old Jericho ain't climbing that motherfucking cage like that, man. You ain't gonna tell me no different. But that don't mean it won't him. I mean, alleged to be. They could do exactly what I just explained to you. Have somebody else playing the part on TV under the hood. And from what I understand, he's still under AEW contract. So yeah, somebody else play him in parentheses under the hood until he show up on TV, and then you reveal it as him. Goddamn it, on a show. It was never him under the hood, of course. But that's the kayfabe of pro wrestling, man. It don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be. But I honestly don't think that's the direction they going. I think it's Austin Theory. They've been talking about him joining the Vision for quite some time, and his career been a little stale. He been in the whack tag team and shit. And this the guy who Vince said was the next guy. He pretty much beat John Cena at WrestleMania for no reason at all. People don't even remember that shit. Oh yeah, he beat John Cena at Wrestle fucking Mania about 2 years ago. Nobody cares. Nobody cared. Cena killed him in the promo, straight buried him. And the way I think that too fucked him up too. Like he was a deer in the headlights with that promo with Cena. He didn't know what the fuck to say. So yeah, Cena had trying to told him like, bro, if you're gonna be the guy, man, you gonna have to learn how they got them to do this shit. Yeah, I gotta do this shit every week, son. Cena was really shooting on him, letting him know, like, nigga, I don't think you ready, and I don't think you that guy to take my spot either. But Vince say you is, so goddamn it, I'm gonna put you over. But I'm also gonna expose you a little bit that you ain't that guy. And he did. He showed he can't cut a promo and he can't think on his feet quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem for a guy that's supposed to be a top guy. You need to be able to do that pretty much on the fly. You know what I'm saying? But he got the win, man, and it was for nothing at all. He ended up in a tag team with Grayson Waller for the last about 2 years, doing nothing, teasing the fucking breakup. Then they finally break up, but both guys go heel. So it's like, what the fuck is the point? If that's Austin Theory climbing up that damn cage, he's a heel, right? And I'm just gonna dismiss the Randy Orton thing. I don't. Randy Orton really got no reason to be involved in that story. So yeah, hooded assailant, that old trope. We'll find out who it is pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do think if they did that swerve and built that up to be Chris, that'd be pretty cool. They got to do something special for Chris, man. They bringing him in, and they supposed to do his retirement tour, which makes sense. But man, after seeing the way they did Cena retirement tour, bro, they could fuck it up. Yeah, they got the potential to fuck it up. They damn sure fuck Cena's up. Bro, the man announced like at the beginning of this year this was gonna be his last one. So they had ample time to put some shit together, stories and feuds and opponents for this dude. They had nothing for him. They were winging this shit, like thinking of it on the fly. Like, what if we turn him heel? They wanted to turn Cody heel. Cody was like, fuck off. Then they were like, well, shit, we'll turn somebody heel. What about John Cena? Niggas just throwing shit up to the wall, see if it stick. What about Cena? Cena like, all right, cool, let's do it. They got no opponents for the guy. This shit is stupid as fuck, man. And ain't nothing wrong with him really changing heel because the heel turn could have been great. Like that heel turn could have been the best fucking thing since Bash at the Beach '97, man. That could have been awesome. But it was a few factors that fucked it up, man. The Rock backing out. Yeah, The Rock dropping out of the story. Involving Travis Scott with the story. You understand? Yeah, The Rock dropping out of the story, man, involving Travis Scott. And he shouldn't have turned heel at the end of that one pay-per-view. I can't remember which one it was. No, it was not a pay-per-view. It was a Saturday night's main event. He turned heel at the end when they beat up Cody. But what they should have did, because he had won his opportunity to be in the Royal Rumble on that pay-per-view. So he was gonna be Cody's opponent. That's why he came out there. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, okay. I'm just remembering it in my head. So he came out and did the whole heel turn thing, but in my opinion, he shouldn't have came out there. The heel turn should have happened after he won the fucking title, man. Like these dudes act like they don't know wrestling, man. And maybe TKO don't. Man, bro, trust me, he should have turned heel after he won the belt at the fucking pay-per-view. Would have made sense. Him and Cody in the ring and like he raising, out of respect, he raising his hand like, Chan, blah blah blah. And then he could have did that same similar shit, either a nut shot or whack Cody ass with the title, whack Cody across the head with the title, and did the heel thing. And then it would have pretty much did exactly what they was trying to do. It would have started off his first day as a champion as a heel, something that ain't been done. He come out there that first night on Raw to a bunch of boos. You go, man, he probably opened the show with him just standing in the ring, man, with boos. Like, yeah, he take a minute to talk. You know what I mean? He had a mic, but he just keep kind of milking it, letting the crowd do their thing. And sometimes he even be about to raise the mic up to his mouth, and then he just decide to put it back down and just kind of fuck with the crowd. Man, I ain't gonna keep giving you all these booking ideas. But as you can see, man, I could pretty much put together a wrestling show pretty easily. But yeah, well, with Cena, man, the heel turn won't need it, and The Rock fucked up the story. But even with The Rock, if The Rock had stayed on, it could have been pretty good. But even with him bailing out, they should have pivoted and did something else. Like they shouldn't have let that nigga just bow the fuck out, man. Fuck that. They should have told him like, look, man, your job not done. Like when he said, yeah, I think my job done. I told him, no, it's not, brother. We still need you. Like the story just getting started. Now I can hear the whole he ain't want to make the story about him. It wouldn't be. The way I would have did it, man, he didn't even have to be at the fucking show every week, man. He could have did some pre-recorded shit and could have popped up on the Titantron every week and been giving this nigga orders or cutting promos. Like, bro, simple. Simple. You know what I mean? Or he be in the goddamn ring and the next thing you know, John, look up here, John. I'm on the Titantron. And he be, yeah, we gotta go down there. Or Cody, look up here, my bad. Cody. He look around, yeah, up here, bitch, I'm on the Titantron. You know what I'm saying? And he started cutting the promo on him when, we gonna he could have literally just been giving them niggas orders from week to week via telephone or Titantron, man. Like, what the fuck? He don't have to be there. If the nigga decided he didn't want to do this shit no more, he'd be like, all right, cool. Look, this is what we gonna do, man. We gonna record a bunch of fucking shit for later, and then nigga, and you out. You done. We gonna record a few hours of stuff, man. So we got you still in this story, nigga. Whether you want to be in the motherfucker or not. You know what I'm saying? This what we need from you. You team player, bro. This what we need. Yeah, I'd have had him record a bunch of different shit. Promos, this, that, cell phone footage, just a bunch of shit that he could send in to help move the story along, man. He didn't have to be there if he didn't want to be there, bro. Literally could have had pre-recorded shit of him on the Titantron, or I got this message. The motherfucker had a cell phone, like, yeah, I got this message right here from The Rock. He put the cell phone up to the goddamn camera and they put it up on the Titantron. Yeah, I didn't know. It was bunch of ways to do this shit without him just saying, yeah, you know what, I think I'm done with that shit. Like just out of the blue. Yeah, you know what, I think I'm done. Yeah, I think you guys got it from here. You don't need the final boss anymore. And then, and according to him, the final boss character is gone. It's like, man, what? Like, bruh, that character was like the illest thing you could have did, and now it's just, yeah, it ain't no more final boss. And then the next time he show up, man, he drinking and hugging with Cody and us as boy and all this shit. Like, bruh, come on, man. Like, you can't just pivot like that, bro. But that's what he did. That's what he did, man. So he ain't been seen on WWE TV. Everybody was waiting on him to show up at the Cody match. He was like, the match finally happened. They waiting on him to show. He ain't come out, but Travis Scott came out. You know what I'm saying? Nigga walked to the goddamn ring so motherfucking slow. You thought something else was happening because how slow he walked to the fucking ring. It's like, oh, he milking it for some reason. Nah, that's just how slow he walked through the fucking ring. Yo. Like, I don't know, man. Then he supposed to have been training, but they just parted ways with him altogether. They're like, fuck him. Yeah, he was getting trained and he was gonna get into the ring. But I forgot what happened, but they just decided to part ways with him. Like, yeah, we can't. This shit ain't gonna work. Partnership ain't gonna work. They stopped playing that song, Fiend. That was the theme, John. They just said, look, bro, this partnership ain't gonna work. He was even supposed to be one of the downloadable characters in the game. They scrapped that also. So they needless to say they ain't fucking with him. I forgot what he did, man. But he was doing bad business. And they said he was just not like he won't catching on to the shit. Like he allegedly he was a lifelong fan. Then he got the opportunity to do it. Excuse me, and the nigga couldn't take to it. Like they say he was just terrible at the training. He won't get in it. And then when he slapped Cody, he slapped him with a live round, bust his eardrum, and people got mad at him. But The Rock told him to do that. The Rock told him lay it in. So you telling a nigga that don't know shit about the business to lay it in, that mean hit this motherfucker for real. So that's what he did. You tell me lay it in, man. And I'm a wrestling guy, so I know that lay it in don't mean hit him for real. It just mean hit him snug. You know what I'm saying? But lay it, it's almost like that Roger Jackson shit. They told that brother he could get a receipt, and he don't know shit about wrestling. He a MMA guy. So he thinking receipt mean, oh, I get to fuck him up for real. Nah, that's not what it meant. But if you saw that video, that's the way they made it sound to that nigga. Like if I ain't know shit about wrestling, I'd have thought that's what it meant too. Like we gonna give you a cue, man. You gonna go ahead and get your rocks off a little bit, but not for long. We gonna pull you off and blah blah blah. But bro already had in his head like, nah, I ain't hitting him once or twice. I'm a bomb on his ass till they pull me off, which is wild. You know what I mean? I ain't making light of it. The kid was asleep and, could have swallowed his fucking teeth and all types of shit. It was pretty brutal. But I just using that as an example of someone who could get the terminology and got a vague understanding of the business, and then you throw them in there and shit can go left, man. He don't know what the fucking receipt is. So yeah, he lay it in is where I was at with it. So Travis Scott was told to lay it in. And he slapped the shit out of the brother for real, busted his eardrum. Allegedly. Allegedly busted boy eardrum. But I'm glad they stopped fucking with him because he brung no appeal to pro wrestling. He was really thin, like super thin. So he's a goofy, you know. And I still ain't really, I still don't really fuck with him after that Astro World incident, to be honest with you. He handled that like a pure sucker. I mean? He had the chance to make that right. He didn't. So he actually doubled down on bullshit, so whatever with him. But yeah, I never really understood them linking up with him. Like, what was the appeal? He don't look like he belong in a wrestling ring. He unathletic. You know what I mean? He's scrawny than a motherfucker. Like, yeah, it's just because he got a big following. Okay. There's plenty of celebrities with big followings, but they could probably actually, like, look like maybe they could beat someone in a fight. Because he don't. Like, he don't got no intimidation factor to him. Cody should have whooped his ass. That's what should have happened. Now, I know Cody laid it in on that crossroads. I seen it. Trust me, I know. I know. Cody hit that motherfucker with the stiff joint. Like Cody ain't trying to protect him at all. Like Cody made sure that motherfucker ate all mat when he hit him. He hit him with the 3 jump. Like sometimes Cody will roll through the shit real quick and like the person will barely hit the fucking mat. This time though, oh nah, he twisted in and laid that shit in on that motherfucker. Which he Travis Scott will never know if he was being stiff with him or not. He don't know. You know what I'm saying? He don't know. He ain't never took the move before. He not a fucking pro wrestler. So all he know, nigga, that's the way the move supposed to go. You can look at that shit and watch when he did it and see like, oh yeah, he put a little extra in that. But I ain't blaming him. That was his receipt. Brody slapped him in his goddamn ear and busted his shit. He had to wear that shit. He probably knew, at some point I'm gonna get to work with the goof again and I'm gonna take liberties with him. And that's what he did. But yeah, a lot of shit, man. A lot of shit, man. Then after my man, and peace and blessings to Mike Santana, man. Congratulations on over 1,000 days clean and sober, man, and that's a real beautiful thing, man. Like I don't say that to be funny in any type of way. Like I ain't belittling it. Like, bro, I'm legit like saluting that. You know what I mean? I'm congratulating you on the sobriety more so than the title win. You know what I mean? That's a great thing, man. It's a beautiful thing to see. You know what I mean? I hope to walk that path one day myself. You know what I mean? I didn't actually like I don't want to say I quit drinking, but I kind of did. Like I don't really drink, man. You know what I mean? I just enjoy, a little bit of the Mary Jane, and that's it, man. You know what I mean? The way I look at it, man, one of them needed to go. You know what I mean? So I chose the latter. You understand me? The alcohol, the one that was like non-beneficial to me. You know what I mean? Last time I drank some alcohol, man, and I woke up, man, and when I woke up, it was like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. Just the feeling, you know what I mean? Like waking up off a drinking night and then just waking up just regular. It's like, man, I don't like waking up and feeling. Even like smoking all night and waking up, you can wake up in a certain state, but it's nothing like that alcohol, man. For me, anyway, like it do something to my head, it do something to my stomach. It's just like, bro, I don't like feeling like this. And my last couple times drinking, I didn't even drink much. Like I bought a small batch, a Terramana. We got a bottle called a small batch, which is really like a fucking pint, maybe. I don't know. Might be bigger than a pint, cause I couldn't drink it all in one day type shit. Like I had it for a while, just sipping. So that show you I ain't even drank much of it. And the next day it was like, man, I don't like the way this shit feel. And when you get to drinking, man, it just puts you on a whole different type of time, man. Like I wouldn't even be concerned with certain shit if I was just sitting here, smoking my tree and minding my business. Then you get to drinking that alcohol, man, and it's like you're all over the place, man. You trying to find a broad, you trying to do this, you trying to do that. It's like, man, goddamn. Nigga then went outside, fucked up a bunch of money. Nigga then got, man, fuck this shit. But anyway, man, that's the thing I wanted to talk about with Mike. You know what I mean? He was clean and sober. Last I checked, it was 1,000 days. That was maybe like a month ago or so. So yeah, that's what's up. I'm glad they finally got the better of Trick Williams. No disrespect to Trick Williams, but man, him as a world champion is a no go for me. I don't think he got as much upside as people think as far as the main roster go, but we'll see. And I do think the brother, man, bro, he's a fucking big fish in a small pond type of thing. Yeah, in NXT he the man, but when he get to the main roster, he's just gonna be a guy on the roster. Man, look at Mello. Mello was the star of the group. He on the main roster. He ain't doing shit. Probably been on the main roster over a year more. Ain't doing shit. Probably 2 years. Stuff they have him doing don't really work for him. It's like they trying to figure out what to do with the guy. It's pretty simple what to do with him. You got this athletic young guy who can do a bunch of shit in the ring, can talk good. Like, come on, man, push him. That's what the fuck you need to do with him. Don't really matter what stories and shit you gonna put him in. Just push the guy, put him in some good matches, let him win some titles, man. United States title would be great for Melo. You feel me? But yeah, I don't know if Trick gonna be that guy, man. But his old lady, on the other hand, Lash, which he just recently proposed to, I think she gonna be pretty good on the main roster. She got tremendous upside, like size, height, look, presence. And I bet you niggas didn't even notice that they give her all the same power spots that they give Jay, except what? She execute them way better. Execute them shits way better. The big power spots, the power bomb, the goddamn discus big boot, the goddamn the forearm spot, the choke slam, like bro, all of that shit that they try to get Jay to do, them big muscle up spots, and she botched them shits or make them look so like, depending on who she in there with, if she in there with an Oscar or someone like that, that's a pro, and they can make her look good because they can, they agile and shit, or Naomi, then she look like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Put her in that bitch with someone like Nia Jax or people who really don't like they don't move too fluidly. She look terrible. But that ain't. But this ain't the hop on Jade. I mean, you know, you see what they doing with Jade. The Jade thing is an experiment, and it's like, fuck it, we got to go through with it. Yeah, that's what that is, bro. It's like they had a time frame on when they thought she'd be good and be ready to be the champion. She still ain't improved, but she is still a draw. So they like, shit, we just got to go through with it. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have to put her in the ring with people that can make her look good. And we're going to have to let her just do all these big power spots. Like when she smashed Tiffany, she squashed Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? But they had a match before and Tiffany beat the bitch clean. So it was like, yo, I don't know, man. That 50-50 booking be something else. But yeah, I think Lash Legend gonna be better than Jade. That's what I see. And they got a similar background too. They both come from professional basketball and shit. But Lash, in my opinion, got more upside. She not more attractive facially than Jade, but she got a better body than Jade. To me. You know what I'm saying? To me. I prefer women with those aesthetics versus Jade. The muscles and the six pack and all that shit. That's cool, but I ain't. Ain't my drop. You know what I mean? Like I got muscles and a six pack and all that shit, but I don't need my broad to have it. That's need her to be soft. That old hard body ass bro. But anyway, man. Yeah, Lash looked pretty good in the cage. Her first ever match on the main roster was in the War Games match, so I think they got good plans for her. I think it's gonna be all on her if she can just continue to improve. Yeah, you'll see a lot of her. I ain't saying she gonna be the champion, but yeah, I think you'll see a lot of her. And I do believe she better than Jade in the ring at this point, at this particular time. And we'll see what she do far as is she on SmackDown? No, she hooked up with Nia Jax. I don't really like that pairing, but it's a way to get her on TV and to get her in the War Games match. So that was peace. How I feel about Jay Uso, man. Like, is he main event? Is he that guy? I'ma say no, man. I got nothing against Jay, to be honest. It's just, bro, he a tag team guy, man. Like, they want us to really believe that this dude is a world champion. I just don't see it, man. I don't buy Jay as that guy. He a mid carder. Like, he called him main event Jay. I call him mid card Jay. Mid card Jay, man. Not main event Jay. Mid card Jay. I mean, they done tried it, man. He won the Rumble, niggas rejected it. He won the World Championship, niggas rejected it. He beat Gunther, niggas rejected it. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. They don't want to see this dude in the spots you putting him in. Then it just got his brother just kind of just blowing in the wind. Like, bro, put them dudes back together and get this goddamn tag team fucking joint getting back the way it's supposed to be at. The fuck is you looking at, motherfucker? So yeah, that's what they gotta do, man. The fuck this motherfucker looking at, stupid motherfucker. Carry your motherfucking ass in there for pull his pistol out. Cock it at your goddamn head, motherfucker. Oh my bad. Anyway, um, what else I wanted to touch on, man? Couple more things that took place. Shit, that might be about it, man. That might be about it. Oh yeah, man. I don't like the way they did my man Mike Santana, bro. Like he did all that chasing the belt, chasing Trick Williams. Finally beat him. Finally achieved his dream of being the fucking TNA World Champ. And then they pull this bullshit and put it on Frankie fucking Kazarian. Like, bro, that's another one of them Jey Uso moves. Like, Kazarian is not a fucking main eventer, man. He never been. And then for you to like do Mike like that, like out of all he been through, even with the shit going on in his personal with sobriety and shit, why the fuck would you do that, man? Like, I don't understand that at all. I was gonna be quiet on the Mike Santana and the John Cena thing because both of those things was something I felt like I need to be quiet and see where they going with this shit. Maybe they gotta be doing something different from what it's looking like. Let me just let it play out. But with the Mike Santana shit, I gotta speak on that now. Like taking the belt off him and in the fashion you did, yeah, I really don't understand. That's a head scratcher. Like I'm scratching my fucking head. And like I just said, maybe I could have waited a little bit longer to see what the plan is, but bro, it ain't looking like it is one. Looking like that was what they doing. Now it's rumbling that maybe he on his way to NXT. I hope so, man. I hope so, man. Cause the way they did that, brother, that's fucking crazy, man. Like he need to get the fuck out of there, like on the first thing smoking. WWE like him. He done had matches on NXT, quite a few. And they just scooped up Joe Hendry, which is something else I would speak on briefly. Joe Hendry signed with WWE. Do you care? I don't. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about Joe Hendry. You know what I mean? He ain't that guy like that, man. He all right. You know, his time passed. He was good when he had that song and that entrance and everything was cool. But after you seen a Joe Hendry match, you pretty much seen it. Ain't nothing special in the ring, to be honest. You know, I don't got him being this big star in WWE. No, they gonna put the machine behind him, and they can do him better than TNA would have. But we gotta care about that motherfucker. I don't think people gonna care about Joe Hendry after a while. And then when he debuted, and he already had a match at WrestleMania, got squashed by Randy Orton and got down in like 5 minutes or some shit, 3 minutes. So I don't think they got that much stock into him. But following him over to NXT should be Santana. If they don't got no plans for him, Santana need to book it the fuck up out of there with the quickness, man. Yeah, 'cause that was the stupidest shit I saw. Yeah, they had some like like they had their version of like a Money in the Bank briefcase type shit. It made zero sense to me, man. Even though I don't follow TNA like that, but they had the NXT guys hit the ring and lay waste to the fucking TNA guys. And Kazarian is a TNA guy, and he came out there and cashed in after the guys Dark State or whatever left them dudes laying. But then they ain't do nothing to him, and it's just a bunch of stupid shit. Like, why do you guys have a Money in the Bank briefcase? Everybody copy what the fuck WWE do. But they want to be separate from WWE. But as soon as they come up with something, oh, we got to do that too. Like, bro, you could think of your own shit or put your own spin on stuff. Or why don't you rehash some stuff and put your spin on it? Man, it's wrestling, man. All this shit been done before. You just got to figure out a way to make that shit seem fresh again. What else we got, man? Seem like something I'm forgetting. I hate when I got them to do these long podcasts and I was talking about a bunch of shit and then I forgot to talk about something that was like was at the top of the marquee, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing. But I believe, hold on, man. Is it something else that took place I really want to touch on? Yeah, we talked on the Chris Jericho thing, theory. Hmm. Yeah, I did want to touch on some of this It's Vince McMahon stuff, man. But we're gonna talk about that on another one. On another one. And it ain't the Vince McMahon video you thinking. It's something different, you know, some more positive thing about the old man. But yeah, this been another episode of the podcast, WrestlChop, where we chop it up about all things wrestling. And if I forgot anything and if I remember, I'll come back and get right back on it. Peace.